Hi guys, so for many years the Tory party response to poverty has been to, well, just go out and get a job. Then, as in-work poverty became a term that could no longer be ignored, the response from the Tories, it seems, is to go out and get a better job or perhaps work more hours. Well, the Home Secretary Priti Patel was put on the spot by a police officer who explained how she is struggling to deal with the cost of living crisis. She asked Patel if she could live on £1,200 or even £1,400 a month. Listen to how Patel responded.
I'd like to ask you if, for whatever reason, your husband couldn't work anymore and you were left to provide for your family, could you survive with your family on £1,200 a month?
What about if I may?
Sorry. What about £1,400 a month?
Could you survive on
Look at her response. She's like, why are you asking me this question? What a ridiculous question. Her entire response is complete and utter disconnect here. How dare you ask me such a stupid question? £1,400 a month? £1,200 a month? No, let's talk about serious issues here. I'm not here to answer trivial questions. That's the impression I get from Priti Patel.
£1,400.
Well, look, we've been discussing pay, and I think just on pay and conditions, that is something that I've said that I'm committed to working with Steve on and how we pursue that and take that forward.
That was not the question. The question was, could you survive on £1,200 a month or £1,400 a month? Well, the response should be, yes, I could, or no, I couldn't. Now, obviously, Patel could not answer that question honestly, so she distracted and started talking about, yes, we're putting in measures to help people. Because if she answered, yes, I could live on that, then she would actually have to explain how she could live on it and how she could expect police officers to. If she says, no, I couldn't, then how could you expect others to?
Okay, so I have 23 years police service, and to put it into perspective, after I've paid my professional subscriptions and my pension, I take home £2,300 a month. I work overtime twice a month to try to make ends meet.
So this is somebody who is doing more hours, as the Tories have said, if you want to earn more money to get out of this crisis, work more hours. And she's also a police officer, so it's not like, for the Tories, it's very difficult for them to say, well, just go and get a different job. She can't, this is not someone you would suggest gets a different job.
I'm a single parent, like yourself. I've got a young son at home. Because our wages are measured before our pension's taken out, I get no free school dinners, I get no bus pass to school, I got no school uniform tokens. The only help that I get is my child family allowance. Apart from that, I'm on my own. Now, this month was a 5-weekend month, and so we didn't get paid until 12 o'clock on Sunday. On Saturday, I went to my mother's house where she gave me £40 so that on Sunday I could put petrol in the car and buy food for my son's school lunches because I had no money left at the end of the month.
Now, does anyone honestly believe that Priti Patel could understand this? These stories are common. There are more extreme stories and less extreme stories, but the Conservative Party and Priti Patel in particular do not understand this, can never understand this. They're completely disconnected. Now, there's a difference between somebody who's a millionaire and a millionaire who doesn't understand things. There are many millionaires within the millionaires in the Conservative Party, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for example, being one of them. But there's a difference between being a millionaire and understanding what people are going through. Martin Lewis, for example, I think he's a millionaire, but he fully understands what the cost of living crisis. But somebody like Priti Patel, I don't know if she's a millionaire or not, but she does not understand this. Her reaction to, could you live on £1,200 a month or £1,400 a month, was ridicule.
Now, I work in child protection and vulnerable adults with the most vulnerable members of our community, and I love my job. However, If the rate of interest goes up and I can't pay my mortgage and I can't pay the fuel, I'm not going to be able to continue to come to work. I went to see an accountant and the advice was, leave the police, work for 22 hours a week and claim benefits and you will be better off.
Now, this is very difficult for a Tory MP, but in particular the Home Secretary, to respond to. The fact that you'd be better, a police officer, you know, I believe every job has its merits and every job should be respected. But for the Tories in particular, they will hold up the police as more important than pretty much anyone else. And the fact that a police officer is saying, I would be better off leaving this field, leaving this sector, leaving the police and claiming benefits is extremely powerful.
How can that be right? How can that be right? I get paid a couple of £100 a month more than the workers in McDonald's flipping burgers, and I get paid less than my local manager at Lidl.
Okay,
and I work in the most terrible of circumstances. And my question to you, I tell this story not because I'm here for sympathy. I just want to be heard. I stand here to represent myself and many people in the force that are like me. We are desperately struggling to do the job that we love and to make ends meet at home.
And I think this is a big problem. That the Tories and parties like them will rely on people's dedication. And we see it, for example, in care, where they understand that many people are working as nurses, doctors, in care homes, for example. They do it because they care, because it's a passion, because it's a vocation. And the government take advantage of that, knowing that, well, these people are not going to leave. These people will work for less, and we can exploit that.
And we need you to be on our team and to help us, to represent us at these bodies, to get us a fair pay.
No, of course, and actually say thank you, and thank you for sharing your story and your circumstances with me, with all of us. And actually, I think it really illustrates so strongly and powerfully, why we need to actually find solutions to pay issues and actually give you the support that you rightly deserve. 2 decades in policing, your professionalism, your dedication to public service, and actually you've just said something else as well, working with the type of people, young people, vulnerable people, the very people that we have a duty and a responsibility to protect. So this is why we have to come together. This is actually why I'm here today as well. This isn't, a moment of just calm and, just listen a bit. We have to move this forward. You have that commitment from me. You absolutely do.
You absolutely do. A commitment for what? Commitment to do what? You didn't engage with this lady here, this police officer, who said, could you live on £1,200 a month? Could you live on £1,400 a month? The disconnect is the problem here. How can you help people if you don't understand the problems that they're facing? And her response, to the original question was, what the hell is going on here? Why are you asking me such stupid questions? And her full response is, yeah, we're moving things forward and we're using high-level language and maybe I can throw in a few slogans. Would that do? Would the slogans fry on the pan? Would slogans pay the bills? Would commitments from this party of liars and charlatans and people who have talked about investing in policing, investing in public services, and have just done nothing but cut public services over the last number of years. Yeah, believe us. I don't know what to say. It's detrimental to society, the fact that a police officer is considering leaving the force because of pay, because they can't afford to pay their bills, or they're struggling. Or in this case, the lady said that she had to go to her mother and ask for £40 in order to put petrol in her car. Can you imagine if she said to her superintendent or her chief, I'm sorry, I can't come into work today because I can't come to the police station to do my job because I can't afford to put petrol in the car. These are the problems people are facing. And I think it's important that it's highlighted in a field such as policing, something that the Tories claim to hold the moral high ground on. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.